That doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I think it should all be recording.
Does it? Did you press like the record button and like kind of disappear a little bit?
Yeah, on call note, yeah. And there's like this little thing on the side, and I think, I think it's all good. We're also recording like on our camera too, so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it says recording in the bottom with that little tiny rectangle thing, you should be good.
All right. Well, shoot, it looks like we're live then. And it's 3 of you guys, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is Bam.
And this is Caesar. C's.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I'm S.
All right, what's up?
And I'm Holly.
Yeah.
Cool.
I hope that our video can hear you guys.
That'd be an issue.
Yeah,
I don't think it can. I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah, I wonder if it can. I feel like it should be able to.
I'm down for a whole podcast. It just sound like
us
we're talking to like people.
Yeah.
No one's there. That'd be dope.
Oh well. Yeah. So I guess let's get into it. I'm really excited to be collaborating with another. I think it's our first time collaborating.
This is the first time.
Collaborating with
First time
another
doing a
podcast.
collab.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah, this is our first time too.
Yeah, and a first international connection as well too.
Yeah, where are you guys from exactly again?
We're in Southern California. We record out of LA.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, you record out of your house or like a studio or something?
You know, we call the different rooms in our house a studio.
Yeah, we got multiple studios with just different rooms and different homes.
Yeah. You guys are fancy. You guys are in the studio somewhere. I saw the videos.
We're lucky that we go to school that has like a radio booth, so we take advantage of that.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're not so lucky.
You're left to that though. So
I'm sorry.
Who knows what happened after
we only got 1 year left of that, so
We'll make it count.
we'll come back in and invite ourselves in.
Yeah, just steal one of the swipe cards.
Yeah.
They never change the codes.
Did they?
No, I don't think they changed the codes.
There's like a real discussion going on about it now. Wait a minute, did they change the swipe codes?
Are you guys all from Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all from Toronto.
I just want to say that I go way back with Toronto music. I used to listen to Cardinal Official back in the day and Socrates. That might be before your time.
Oh, that's a way back playback.
I used to get those imported CDs. They were like $25. Socrates. And what's my other homeboy? The guy like Obi. One of them. One of Drake's homeboys, Obi. I like him too.
Oh, Obi O'Brien,
Yeah, he goes hard.
Wait, do you like any of the new guys?
Do I know any new? You know what? I like a couple of the Majid Jordan songs.
Majid.
Yeah. Even though they did steal their swag from Jensen Sportag, but that's another conversation.
Okay, what's going on? Right now?
But no, I'm day one Toronto, like day one.
Have you guys been out here?
No, I've been to Vancouver. I've never been to Toronto though.
Wow.
Yeah, but I do got a couple of loose friendships. We got a couple people out in Mississauga.
I mean, look,
Brampton.
I ride with Canada, so I'd be down to go, but I haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
Well, did you just shout out Brampton on the podcast?
Yeah, I got a friend that lives in Mississauga. Like she got some friends that live in Brampton. We get a lot of downloads in that area.
Oh, that's crazy.
I got a friend. I got one friend out in Saskatoon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you do.
I do have a homie out there. I met him in Brazil, actually, which is funny.
Yeah, I spent some time in Vancouver though. I love Vancouver. It's my favorite city in the world.
Yeah, Vancouver was hard.
Wow.
Never been.
Cool.
I mean, you guys got to have beef with like the west coast of Canada or something. But yeah, enough about Toronto and how dope it is. I guess we should start what we're going to actually talk about. If you guys are there, can you hear me? Oh,
Whoa.
oh shit! It's kind of breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear us?
A little bit. Damn! Can you chill?
I'm sorry. I died right there.
God. Apologies for Caesar coughing on the mic.
Can't hear them.
It's all good.
Wait, can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, now we can.
Here, let's maybe just try and bring it close. There we go.
Well, it did say poor connection at one point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, this should be good now.
Yeah, it sounds good now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, who's kind of taking the lead here? Holly, I'm down for you to go ahead and take the lead.
You want me to take the lead?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so let me just pull up what we had talked about. So I guess, like, I don't know, how did you guys get into football? And then I guess we can go on how we did.
Caesar?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
It's kind of it actually took me a while to kind of think about this. Well, I was born in Salvador, Brazil, and my family it's like basically one of those families that's split in half with the the hometown teams. One of the team is Bahia, which, funny note, that's a team that Freddie Adu once played for 3 weeks. And
they're Canadian. They don't care about Freddie Adu.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. Come on now, relax.
Still always wonder what happened to him.
It breaks my heart.
He's probably around the corner from you guys.
he's somewhere in NASL playing somewhere on a weekend league. And then the other team, Victoria. I basically just kind of fell in love with the sport then. But as growing up, it kind of wasn't like my primary sport, especially when we came to America. It was like one of those things where I think everybody kind of expected me to play, so I just didn't want to play anymore. And then after I stopped playing basketball, I just kind of fell in love. Really? Are you going to fall asleep?
They can't see.
Oh, okay. He's pretending to be asleep. After I stopped playing basketball and stopped watching it, I decided to just be more primary soccer oriented. So, yeah.
Okay, that's like not even real. But
what?
Yeah, I got into soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. In about, I want to say like May 2014, I was really into football, American football, for a long time. I grew up watching basketball, got into football like around high school. I started playing and stuff. Then at some point I just got over football. I was a Giants fan. It was just too frustrating. I was too emotionally invested in football, and I would just get disappointed all the time. And Caesar and another friend of ours, they would always like end up talking about football games. Like, oh, they're talking about Juve, and like I would watch here and there
in the WhatsApp.
Yeah, and I would end up watching some games here and there, but like I was never, and I would play some pickup soccer too. But at some point I was just like, you know what, like I want to start watching this and kind of get into it. The 2014 World Cup was coming up, and I just like went all in that summer, and kept going. And then I think at some point I surprised Caesar. Even he was like, damn, he's really into this.
Yeah, you were going hard.
Yeah,
you were going hard.
Yeah, and it's honestly like I just feel like it's there's a lot more to enjoy because it's an international sport. So there's like a lot more to like dive into kind of intellectually as well. So that's what I appreciate about it.
Whoa.
Yeah, you guys, our stories are boring, so.
No, not at all. S was over here swooning though because you guys both mentioned basketball.
Yeah, basketball is also like my main sport, so I kind of like I have a huge passion for it, but kind of like you guys, I kind of just fell in love with soccer through the World Cup and watching it, and then I think until maybe 3 or 4 years ago is when I started to get into the leagues and like learning about the players and everything like that. So you're right, man. It's a cool sport. It's international, and I think that's the reason that I kind of fell in love with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, to be honest, Holly mostly got me into it. I didn't really like many team sports for a long time. My first team sport I ever really liked was football and stuff, like American football. And then I started to watch EPL and stuff like that in the World Cup. And I started watching like more seriously around 2010, 2014. And that's when the Dutch national team was really good, and RBB scored that amazing header. So,
oh God,
I watched that live.
Yeah, he was. You were at that game, right?
Yeah, I was.
You were at the game.
Oh wow, that's
yeah.
great.
I was like, yeah, I watched it live.
Yeah, he snuck in the stadium with all his other.
I didn't sneak in the stadium. I was with my grandma and my mom. Relax.
Basically, that's sort of it. And obviously, like he was on Manchester United at the time. That was Holly's favorite team. And I remember like probably one of my favorite moments that really got me into them was Anthony Martial's goal against Liverpool, and it was just such an awesome moment. So yeah, that's what really got me into it. And because at first I kind of thought that it was a sport that didn't have a lot of tactics and strategy, and then I realized like how much was really going on with it. And I just really started to fall in love with it. It's probably my favorite sport, I would say, right now.
Dope.
Yeah. For me, really, it's been as long as I can remember. I'm like the only person in my family that was ever interested in soccer, ever played soccer. Obviously, like, you know, your parents put you in it when you're a kid, but it just really stuck. And I remember back in like the mid 2000s when all those Nike soccer commercials would come on, or like,
oh yeah,
you know, the Yoga Bonito, like those little short series with like, whether it would be with Ronaldo, Ibra, Wayne Rooney. I used to watch those all the time on YouTube, and even had a pair of those Nike 90 indoor soccer shoes. Oh my god, they're so sick.
Total 90 ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are hurt.
Nike needs to bring those back.
I know, my favorites.
Can you speak up?
Me?
No, Caesar.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so basically, honestly, it's been a part of my life for pretty much ever since I can remember. Even have Yoga Bonito tattooed on my shooting foot.
Whoa.
Damn, you're dope.
Hardcore.
You're dope.
Yeah, you know, in the summer when the flip-flops come out, maybe you'll see it. But yeah, honestly, and I always wanted to play it growing up. Obviously, that dream didn't really live up, but hopefully in a couple questions we'll get to it. But it's kind of my dream to either cover it or keep doing what we're doing here, or have some sort of involvement in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? You have a question for me?
Would you ever coach it?
I don't know. I love tactics and stuff like that, but I don't know if I have the patience
To
for like,
coach a whole
yeah.
team.
But it would definitely be cool. Maybe kids. Maybe my nephew. My nephew's about to start playing soccer soon, so maybe him. But obviously we haven't really touched on it yet. But like, what's your favorite memory so far of football? Whether it's a game from a specific player or just in general.
Mr. Souza?
My favorite one is, okay, like, I guess I didn't want to be too corny with this one, but obviously, like, one of my all-time ones as a kid is Brazil's 2002 World Cup win. That was, like, the most impactful one for me because I remember watching that on Spanish TV here at, like, 2 a.m. or something because it was in Japan. And I was, like, as a kid, like, I was so obsessed with, obviously, like, Ronaldo. I thought he was, like, the greatest thing ever. And then, like, seeing them win and Ronaldinho and that whole journey through that World Cup, which was crazy because America did fairly well that year. Like, that was a fun World Cup to watch. And, like, that was, like, one of my favorites. But I guess, like, literally, hands down, my most recent favorite memory one is the first Real Madrid win against Atletico Madrid in Champions League. And the overtime win, I think, when Marcelo scored in overtime. I think it was a 3-1 win. That was, like, one of my favorites of all time because I think I lost my voice for, like, 2 weeks for that. I was screaming so much because I hate Atletico Madrid. I hate them. So, and Diego Costa, all of them.
By the way, I think one of you guys is a Juve fan. Caesar's wearing a Roma jersey right now.
Oh, I'm rocking it
for
right
no
now.
reason.
I'm wearing it because it's so fresh.
We got a Real fan and a Roma fan, man. Oh man, this is
That's both.
tough.
That's both him.
I'm definitely the most loose Roma fan of all time, but I'm down to ride for this podcast right now.
I would say my favorite memory. I think we did this on our podcast at some point, and I might have said something different. I can't remember, but when I was thinking about it now, I think it's got to be the 2015 Copa America.
Absolutely,
just like the entire tournament. It was in Chile that summer, and oh man, it was like coming off the World Cup, which was like fun and cool, but it wasn't like the best football, honestly. Like watching the Copa America, I was like, this is a real international tournament right here. Like this, like the way Chile was playing that year, like those few years around then, was just like incredible. Seeing my favorite player Cavani there, I think he was assaulted. Was it that one or the 2006? It was that one actually. He was assaulted by Jara from Chile.
That was a wild.
Yeah, it was just like the kind of the epitome of like South American football.
Is that the one where Neymar got hood pushed?
He gets hood pushed every turn.
Okay, but by Baca. When he got hood pushed by
he
Baca.
got pushed by somebody. I don't know.
It was Baca. I remember that. He got hood pushed. He ran away, and the ref gave him a red card.
Oh, he ran.
hallway.
He ran in the tunnel. Yeah, and he got a red card.
Brazil.
Neymar finding a reason to get out of the tournament.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember it being in Chile, and like I'm somebody who loves geography, loves to learn about other countries, but like I never really knew that much about Chile. And BN Sports was covering the tournament that summer. And they were doing a lot. They were recording from down there, and they were doing a lot to show the different cities. And I remember it was really cute. They would have like stray dogs in the stadiums, like during the games, and like the people are just cheering, and the dogs are on the steps just sleeping. And,
so South America.
Yeah,
so South America right there.
They talked about like where Alexis Sanchez was from. They were showing like the shanty town that he was born in. And I'm joking.
Whoa, dog.
That's terrible.
Damn. Shantytown? I'm kind of mad. I'm not even Chilean.
Okay, hold on.
Whoa. Hey, let's start the show over.
Okay, There was a lot of tin roofs. That's okay.
Hey, man.
It's okay.
There's some buildings there.
2015 World Cup. I'm sorry, Copa America. That's kind of my favorite. Like that kind of like brought more passion and energy for the sport for me too. But yeah, let me stop before I get myself in trouble.
Yeah, please.
Man, honestly, my like memorable moment is it's got to be when I was a kid. I think this is the World Cup final when it was Italy versus France, and then you got that headbutt because
2006.
2006, right? It's just because like that headbutt came out of nowhere, right? And like it was
yeah, Zidane one. Oh yeah,
be one of the like top 10 moments in like the sports history.
Absolutely.
Just because of what happened and what the stakes were.
Oh, yeah.
And man, like anytime you get to see someone headbutt another guy in the chest, it's a win. And so like I'll go for that.
I've never seen such a powerful headbutt. Yeah, like how knocks a man down with his head.
This is great acting too.
The chest, like how
Yeah,
you hit him
yeah.
in the chest. With your head.
That
like,
way it wouldn't hurt him.
And I wonder why he went for
Okay,
the
that
chest.
makes sense.
I wonder why he went
If
for
he
the
had
chest
his
too.
skull,
Yeah.
they both would have
Jeez, that'd be really bad television to watch two headbutt like that level headbutt. Like he put his whole body into. He stepped into it.
Yeah. No, he must have said something really nasty. It was about his mom, right? He
I
said
think it was his
something like
sister
that.
or something like that.
Yeah, because he's like Algerian or something like that.
Yeah. But
Cool.
that's got to be my memorable moment, man.
I like that. Get some
That's
violence.
probably, honestly, yeah, I can even remember that because like I wasn't really watching soccer at that time, and I remember like I think it came on Family Guy almost like within I remember that was like my first ever time like hearing about who Zinedine Zidane was, and it was from that. And like, but yeah, that's honestly an insane sports move. Mine for me, it's pretty tough. Like honestly, it'd be between two, probably between I'm just trying to think of how I felt in the moment, but like Rashford's penalty kick against PSG.
Oof.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Not because I tend to be pretty negative. Usually, I don't tend to have my hopes really high because I don't want to have them crushed.
That's a real fan.
Yeah,
that's a
big
real
facts.
fan.
That's true.
Especially like with what this team's been through, and it just seemed like there's no way. But when I saw him do that, and Rashford like also like kind of like I said, like he started sort of when I started watching, right? So I'm very attached to him. So that was a big moment.
Wait. Did you think that was a penalty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can explain that, but like.
Non-biased, yes.
Yeah, I think because like I don't think if you're gonna jump and turn your body like that, then like how is your arm coming all the way out there? I mean like
All the way out? It wasn't all the way out.
it wasn't like he like batted it down or anything, but like why is your arm out there in the first place? Like I mean I don't know, handballs are kind of funny to me, but like I don't know, it's pretty high out there, and if you're gonna spin and then also he like ducks too, so it's not like he's. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird.
I think they need to change that handball rule.
I think it needs to be like more blatant and more obvious to me. But
I think they should just take him out. Just use your arms, whatever. Let's go.
Just like
everybody just ball it, just like spike the ball.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
that'd be fun.
But yeah, it'd be between that and then the win over Man City last year. I think I lost my voice in that one too. So that like when Pogba scored his first goal, the way he just I don't know, it was like he was walking on water like in the box there. So yeah, I'd be between those two for me.
Okay.
kind of stole mine. I was just because of there's just so recent and like fresh in my memory of favorite moments. But I even have to go back to, I was just thinking 2012 in the Olympics. So like I follow a bit of the women's game, and I'm actually, at least at that time, I was more of a fan of the U.S.'s national team.
Traitor.
I know it's very weird, but I was a fan of pretty much their whole team at the time, and they faced Canada in the semifinals. I remember I was at work, and the store across from the restaurant that I worked at had a TV, and I was just standing at like the edge of the restaurant watching the whole time because I wanted the U.S. to win. And that game went into double OT before going into penalties. It was on the verge of penalty kicks until Alex Morgan headed it in, and they obviously advanced to the final. So I don't know. That was just a pretty cool moment. Yeah, the country can kick me out if they want, but I'm a fan of the U.S. national team.
Wow. Don't leave Canada. Don't come here.
Yeah, please.
Don't do it.
But so obviously you guys have been doing your podcast for how long has it been? Over a year now?
Almost. It'll be 2 years next month.
Oh snap!
Next month.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we've only been doing this for like six 7 months now.
Months, yeah.
Okay.
But for you guys, what made you guys start the podcast, and how do you think it's because like there's so many soccer podcasts out there. So how do you find that it's been for you guys trying to not even really compete, but like I mean like how do you think how's it worked for you to stick out?
What made us start? Me and Caesar was in school in Hawaii, and we would just like talk on the phone for hours about games and stuff going on in the sport.
My phone used to be hot.
Oh yeah, luckily he would be in Hawaii in some like torrential Pacific typhoon. Like I couldn't barely hear him, and it'd be like random people yelling in the background,
buses and
and we would just like have these like hours long conversations about soccer and like everything going on in the sport. And
what's actually funny is that like the 15 Copa America was also during the time when I was going to school too. So like it was right before I left too. So with all that stuff, we were doing a lot of talk about that stuff.
Yeah. So when he came back, I think while you were still there, you were saying let's start a podcast. But then when he came back, we're like, okay, let's do it. And we were both just really frustrated with soccer media. Like I was just like, I've only been watching the sport for a little bit, but the main thing that would annoy me is that I can tell that these so-called pundits are talking about players or teams that they don't watch. And they're not being honest about how many times they've watched this player play, how many times they've watched this team play this season or whatever. And they're just saying stuff and like presenting them as fact. And I'm like, I'm watching this player. I'm watching these games. There's no way that you're watching it. Like you're actually lying to people. Yeah. And there's no accountability. So we just basically want to put our bid in. It's like, well, if you want to change it, like you got to be in it. So we started May 2017, like the end of May. We actually started, the only club game left was a Champions League final. And we just, that whole summer, it was just like the Confederations Cup. And we were basically like, okay, if we can do this without there being any club football, like, then we're good. So we made it to
literally,
we did the Confederations Cup. We did a lot of fun stuff that summer on the podcast, but yeah, the experience has been great. I think from our like 10th episode, we've been like emailing all the different networks and stuff. Like, hey, like we're trying to get a show on their network and stuff like that. We kind of saw like we had something special early. Yeah, we haven't missed a week of uploading since we started. During this last World Cup, I think we uploaded maybe like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, we were going hard during World Cup. That was work.
Yeah, the experience has been great. Me and Caesar don't talk about soccer outside of the podcast now.
Ruined our friendship.
Yeah. And like, so we kind of had to get used to that. Like, we just can't talk about it until the podcast.
Like, I'll save it for Wednesday. I'm like, oh my god, really?
Yeah.
It's third. It's like it's still Tuesday of the previous week.
Yeah. So that's probably the only like fake bad part. But other than that, it's been amazing, honestly. And we've met a lot of new people and stuff, and like connected with people and you guys. So it's a win for us.
Yeah, it's been fun. I guess for us, because of the program that we're in for school, so we're obviously in sports media, and I don't know. At least me personally, I've been listening to podcasts for a couple of years now, and like, why not? I don't know, why not start your own?
Yeah.
You know, like, I guess that's kind of like how we thought of it. So I'm actually a year ahead of both Jeff and S. So last year, I wanted so badly to make a podcast, but there was no one at my school who liked soccer,
Damn.
or at least to the extent that I did, that I know that follows it and holds up a conversation. So that kind of put me off of doing it just a bit. I made one episode by myself when the World Cup groups came out. I just had a friend kind of host and delegate, but I was basically just talking, and that's kind of how the Tiki Talka podcast started. I had one episode on SoundCloud for a year until these guys came to the school, and yeah, we just kind of, well, Jeff obviously, he introduced me to S since they were in the same class, and yeah, that's just kind of how we started.
Who came up with the name?
That's all, Miss Holly Williams right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I had to trademark that real quick because I actually saw on Twitter that there's another Tiki Talka pod or whatever.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, there's a couple other. I've seen them too.
I was like, damn. But
There's only one.
But I saw that they told after that, so I was like,
If they're
they didn't do their research. I was like making sure there was no one.
We gotta add that that TM to the logo.
Trademark.
Yeah, go hard.
If they're in America, we'll find them for you.
Yeah. We got you. We got you.
Now that we got friends in the business, now it doesn't matter. Now it's ours. It's our game.
There you go.
Gang up on him in the podcast, bro.
Definitely.
What's the experience been like?
Honestly, I guess we knew going into this that we had to be different. Like I said, because there are so many soccer podcasts out there, and at least like we like talking about the tactical sides of games and stuff like that, but I know there are a lot of podcasts like that, so we just try to stand out as much as we can. We knew going into it though that like we're not gonna get thousands of views or stuff like that. We'd really have to work for the viewership and the follows and the downloads and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that is still kind of a bit of a process, but as long as we keep doing what we're doing, I think that we'll find our way eventually.
Well, there's also not that many women talking about soccer too, so I think that's really dope as well.
Yeah, thank you. I'm proud of the stuff that I know and the passion and enjoyment that I have for the game. And yeah, like I guess I didn't, you don't always want to promote like just because this podcast has a girl, oh, it's different, you know what I mean? But like, I guess in a way you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
Because like you said, there really aren't too many females out there talking about it or having a podcast, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you mentioned the media and the pundits kind of, they don't kind of shed the truth or share the truth about what they actually think about a player, or they just don't know enough about a player to be talking about them as if they're experts with it. I was gonna say, I think nowadays, especially in the sport, there's not enough access. And that's something that we always want to kind of implement as well, is figure out a way that we can get more and more access to like the real story, the real truth behind how these players react, what's happening in the locker rooms and things like that. So I think in a lot of ways, the reason I joined the podcast is because
I wanna figure out a way where we can get this access and build our way into gaining trust with certain players and things like that, and figuring out ways to interview them and get into their head, right?
Try to get that dirt from him.
Hey.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, tell me what. Never mind. Let me
whoa. This will be your second strike today. It'll be your second strike.
Let me relax right now. But yeah, no, that is true. You don't get a whole lot of access, and I don't know if this is really off topic, but just last year or the year before last, Yaya Toure came out and he was saying that Pep Guardiola is racist and he hates African players and stuff, and it was like, wow, like, but I wonder if he would say that if he was like on a team still, like at that point he wasn't really on a team, and so like to get a player to kind of be honest like that, I mean, maybe not about something so controversial, but like to be honest while they're still like, trying to work as a professional athlete, like that is, that's tough.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think actually because I've started following a few English media outlets on Facebook and stuff like that, or on Instagram, and you see like them kind of posting more videos and that. Like, so I've kind of like seen a little bit more into what they do over there and everything like that. And there was a former player, I can't remember his name at the moment, but like he was willing then to like share his stories of like racial abuse, because obviously, I mean, it's been like every year pretty much since I can remember that I've been following it, but like this year I noticed especially it's been very, very bad. It's been like a constant topic.
Yeah, for some reason
hadn't noticed. No, I'm joking.
For some reason it's like in a lot of ways other sports, like we mentioned basketball, it's moving in the right direction, but in a lot of ways football's moving in the opposite direction. You see the cases happen a lot more where fans are getting into it and chirping, and like what happened with Moise Keane. It just seems like there's still not a solution to what's happening on the racial end of things in soccer.
Well, actually, like it's good that a lot of players are starting to come out and say some stuff, right? Like Raheem Sterling is really starting to take a stand, which is awesome for me, because that guy's just taken so much abuse, and I feel awful for him. And
that's why I wanted him to get that goal.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
Like, it's good that like someone's taking the charge. It's unfortunate someone has to kind of almost sacrifice a bit of their their sanity, because that they're gonna get a lot of shit talked at them, kind of thing, for doing stuff like that, which is really, really unfortunate. But it's good to see that someone like that is starting to make a stand, and it's good too that he's so successful right now, whereas like over here with Colin Kaepernick, he wasn't even in the NFL, or not playing and everything like that, right? So he wasn't really able. It's like it's just another thing that they can't bash you for, right? If you're not playing well and everything like that. So
well, Caesar said Colin Kaepernick's a sellout, but as far as Raheem Sterling, honestly, I think the worst thing about Raheem Sterling, like that's happened to him, is just how obviously the racial stuff is bad, but like I think it's worse that like he can't get the credit that he's earned and deserves out of like the English media, like. This guy's been an amazing player for some years now, and just in this past game against Tottenham, the announcer's talking about like how much he's improved in the last year. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
he's been pretty good for a while.
These guys, Harry Kane is like the second coming of Jesus, and he can like they say Harry Kane can replace Ronaldo. I'm like, they don't even play the same position. Actually, Raheem Sterling would be the best replacement for Ronaldo. They actually play a similar position. So I think that's worse, that they, for whatever reason, won't give him the credit that he's earned as an amazing player. I remember watching Raheem Sterling on Liverpool. Mm-hmm. Everybody's injured. They put Raheem Sterling as the 9. They put him at center forward, and he did it and performed. And it blew my mind. And these people forgot about it. But whatever.
Yeah, people think it's like, just these past couple seasons at City under Pep. And it's like, this kid's always...
Yeah. He's amazing.
He's really good player.
This in him and the potential.
And he's like 24 or something, or 23 or 24 years old or something like that.
He's still so young. It's actually like amazing to like even think like he's just such a young kid. He's younger than me, right? And that's it. And honestly, I would say that you could argue that he's the best forward on the England squad. So.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to give him any credit, and also let me just remind you guys that Caesar did call Colin Kaepernick a sellout.
What? We already moved past that. Hey man, show me them documents from that court case, and I'll take it back. Show me that payout.
They reached a settlement.
Yeah, show me that settlement check, and I'll quiet. All right.
I just gotta say, whoever made the Harry Kane is overrated take, I appreciate you. I've been trying to preach that for a minute. These guys don't agree.
He's really good, but like
Harry Kane is a baller.
He's a baller, but I just got annoyed when they're saying that he can replace Ronaldo. I'm like, that's not the same position. What's wrong with you people?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense. That's where I agree with you. Where like some media is just grasping at straws with stuff like that. Like it doesn't even make sense.
We're the original replacing Ronaldo with Son over here.
Yeah, well, Son or Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I've never even heard his name.
Raheem Sterling would be so dope. Like they don't deserve that. That's too cool. Yeah. I'm a Real fan. We don't deserve them. Like you guys don't do that kind of scouting. No way. I don't believe it. You must have heard the show.
I saw something on Twitter the other day. Who would you rather, Hazard, Son, or Sterling?
I'd go Son.
Hazard, Son, or Sterling? I think that Son resembles the most like.
Wait, and on Real Madrid or just in general?
Oh, just general.
Oh, general? Would you have?
So yeah, like on your team.
Ooh.
Who would you rather have?
I'd rather have Raheem Sterling.
I think I like Son the most, but I'd rather have Raheem Sterling personally.
Yeah, just because the age too.
Yeah,
like, Son is a baller too.
Son is really really good though. Like,
yeah.
Okay, well now you guys got me going off on tangents. On the game yesterday, those guys were saying that, or maybe it was in the first leg, or is this like I can't remember. Those announcers were saying that Son is just now starting to get his like recognition, and like you're just starting to see how good of a player he is. They're saying like, because people talk about Kane and Eriksen and Dele Alli. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, Dele Alli can't clean Son's boots. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Son is so good. Like, both feet.
Son's been good since before Ali had like his really good season too.
Yeah,
sure.
and
killing it.
And nobody's seen Dele Alli do anything for like a while now. Like
he's just plateaued a little bit.
Yeah, he's just British. He's not even like a good athlete.
He has that gift of him flicking off or whatever. So
he's just like they just get like I'm like I can't believe that. Like last year I was saying that the Real Madrid should get Son to not necessarily replace Ronaldo, but like
build up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Son is like I remember like I think I saw Son like a year and a half ago. I don't really remember exactly when, but I was like kind of mind blown. Like, why is this is kind of creepy. Like, this dude is kind of like physically and kind of moves like a lot like him, as if like he was kind of like a fan, like watching him and kind of resembled his game. And not necessarily that they're exact same. Of course, I don't think that like everything's similar, but you just kind of felt that hint of like, oh, like he probably watched him a lot and wanted to kind of like be like him or something like that when he was growing up.
He gets no love because he's Asian. Let's keep it real.
Damn, you're going hard today.
Probably. No, it's facts though. Like,
of course.
Yeah. He actually doesn't get that recognition he deserves, and I think if he were to go to one of those bigger clubs like Real, it would
be like, huge. It'd be huge for just that region of the world. That'd be huge to me. Seeing like Son on Real Madrid, like a star number 7 jersey, that'd be dope. I'm so down. I get that jersey instantly. Well, Germany recognized it. Germany felt it.
Like he's been great since Germany too. Like not even the Premier League, right? Like I've been carrying those teams. What was it? Hamburger, I believe, or something.
Or Stuttgart, one of them. I forgot.
Yeah, Shinji was on. You're right.
Yeah, but he's been good
look at
for
us.
a
We
long
can't differentiate.
Whoa, come on. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we know what's going on.
Yeah. Just back to the media topic. Do you guys have any ambitions in sports media?
Go ahead. I don't know.
That's a good question actually. I think in like ambitions for like sports media is that I don't think like I mean I don't know. I don't want to say any cap, but like if it's a case, I think like us being like a show where it's not necessarily about being like an ESPN or whatever. It's just about like having like we can be on a medium that has like good exposure, people can see us, and just like you know, you get your day-to-day feel on what you want to see, but you know that our show is the one to turn to where we're at least going to keep it real, you know? And we're able to deliver that, because I think that one of the most frustrating things in just watching television, especially sports media and soccer, it's just like, I feel like we like ESPN FC. I can't believe some of the stuff that's just out there, and that's what people are referencing. That's like reference points for people to like, we listen to soccer and like use these clips online. I'm like, I can't believe that. So I want to be the polar opposite of them on the same like kind of like platform.
I want to be on the biggest platform worldwide, like on the moon. Is there people on Mars? Like, they need to be watching our show.
I'm down.
Shooting for the stars. Honestly, like, I was gonna ask you, do you guys watch Champions League on DAZN out there? No.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Hey.
we have recently. Do you guys like it? I don't know. We don't. Well, Caesar watches it, but
I watch it.
Do you like it for soccer or no?
I actually don't mind it, especially because next season they'll have Premier League rights. There's just one issue.
Wow, you have everything on there.
What's that?
Yeah, we pretty much the only one we don't have is Germany. I think
but
next
I
year.
wouldn't be surprised if they caught that by the end of before the next
You're
year.
not missing out on much.
Yeah, we had reached out to them. We had been in contact with somebody there about doing a show on DAZN, and yeah, because we saw like they're kind of new and they're doing their thing. They don't really have much soccer rights in America yet, though. But
Really?
Yeah,
no,
really.
they don't have any. I think they have like Chilean league or something like that.
Here's like boxing and MMA and baseball.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
so
there's
Not
no
even football?
no NFL?
yeah.
No,
Not to my no,
they don't have it.
just in Canada and like Europe.
Wait, so when you guys watch soccer, what channels do you guys watch them on? Like ESPN?
Well, God, they so much changed
This year
season.
is wild.
Yeah, this season
year
it was
is
kind of
wild.
Soccer Reddit streams too, true, but like
This season, Champions League and Europa League is on
Bleacher
Report
Bleacher
through
Report.
through TNT. And
Terrible.
but most of it, well, yeah. But you had to end
yeah,
up.
that's the one with Steve Nash on it, right?
Yes,
I
yeah.
don't
yeah.
want to get into that. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I went off about that.
Steve Nash and IKEA tables.
Yeah, but half the games are on like Spanish stations like Unimas and some other Galavision or some like other like Spanish stations. Like I want to say half the Champions League games I watched this season were in Spanish, or more than half.
Like they have it all on pretty much one streaming platform, which is like DAZN.
Yeah.
Here it's on 4 different ones. Like Premier League's on NBC.
Yeah. Germany's on Fox.
BN has used to have Italy and Spain. Now they just pretty much have Spain
And France. And Turkey.
Yeah. ESPN Plus has
Italy.
Has Italy. Not ESPN regular. ESPN Plus is subscription, like the streaming one. So it's everywhere. Like literally, my life went from just like watching a couple channels to like having 3 different providers.
No,
now, just to keep up.
They ruined soccer on TV this season. It got really bad.
It's so many paywalls. It's wild right now.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's like that here too, man. Like unless you have DAZN,
Yeah.
they've pretty much wiped it out for everybody. Like even soccer Reddit streams, it doesn't work anymore, right?
Damn.
You gotta find some other random stream to make it work.
Yep.
I think they do Prem still on sometimes like some
Sportsnet.
on Sportsnet.
On Sportsnet?
But even like Sportsnet, if you wanted to, they've had Germany's rights for so long, the Bundesliga.
Hmm.
But you have to have like Sportsnet World to watch that.
Oh, God.
Which is ridiculous, and like now they built up this whole brand with the Premier League with them and TSN, and now they're about to lose it, and no one knows anything about the German league. So good for them.
Yeah.
What about TSN?
TSN.
I think TSN only has MLS.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
They don't have.
Yikes.
It's Sportsnet has the Premier League and the Bundesliga.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Okay.
And then
They used to have Champions League, but then they lost it.
To the zone.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, the one issue I have with DAZN, it's amazing. I think they need more, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do in the future. But they need more.
Archives.
Whether it's like
Like
a
broadcasters.
halftime show, yeah, they need more personalities on DAZN.
Content.
Like,
They need content on that.
Sorry.
There's like content. They need content. Like when I use
Yeah,
DAZN, all I see
exactly.
is just like games. There's nothing else except for like a boxing show. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, like during halftime of a game, they'll show just scores, like box scores.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
Well,
so I literally do have to get up and go do something else for that.
Commercial break in progress.
What?
Though that could be better than Steve Nash in a sweater vest, though.
Jesus, I'd rather watch a blank screen than
like you
Steve
don't
Nash.
understand when
Stu Holden.
when I saw Steve Nash and the table I can see his feet, I was like, yo, I was livid. I'm like, I just saw Steve Nash ankles talking about soccer, like. And it just annoyed me because, like, everybody's like, oh, soccer's growing in America. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's really not.
Like, it's really actually not. It's going backwards when I used to be able to watch all these leagues. Now, I love watching Serie A. I can't watch Serie A anymore.
No, I'm Serie A C's now.
Yeah,
I took over.
Yeah, because he has ESPN Plus. And then Champions League, it's like, it used to be so easy. It was on Fox and ESPN, and then at some point it would just stay on Fox. Now it's like...
During Europa, remember that they literally, like, TNT was literally showing one game... And there'd be 16 going on.
The only Europa League game that's on in English on TV this season is the final.
Isn't that crazy? Everything is subscribed.
All the rest of them is like through the paywall, or you can watch it in Spanish.
They like completely like moved off of like cable, so like the whole like bar experience is like totally different now. Like it used to be like, oh, like the Champions League is gonna be on Fox. You go to bar anytime or something like that, like, or even like anywhere like a restaurant or something like that. They have like on daytime sometimes at those places that you watch games at. Now it's like paywalled out, like it's subscription streaming service heavy. So aggressive move right there.
That is. Bars here have actually gotten DAZN because we've been to a couple Champions League, like we've obviously watched a couple games this season, and we've gone to a bar, and like one bar, it was very laggy, so everyone was getting upset. But when we watched United Barcelona this week, he had DAZN, right?
Yeah, he had DAZN. And you would too. Actually, it was like what you were saying though, like how for DAZN to the start of the game, they were literally showing the interviews and stuff and everything, that like little features that they had from the week before. So it was in Manchester, and everybody like up to date was really confused.
That's so DAZN right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll let them know if you meet anybody from DAZN that to reply to our damn emails.
Yeah, for real, down. Left me on scene.
For sure. But I guess while we're on the topic of, we've been talking about Champions League and all that stuff, what are your guys, who's your prediction to win?
To win Champions League?
The first semifinals, then the finals, right? Or just Champions League in general?
Who's going to win the tournament?
The tournament?
Yeah, you can go on from who's going to win the semis and then who do you think will be in the finals?
Okay, you go first.
I think Liverpool's going to win it.
Word?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this. Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I think Liverpool's going to pull it out, yeah.
Wow.
What, are they going to get the league title too, though?
No, I think, well, okay. Now, my EPL predictions are a little different. Okay, I have here my top 6 EPL. A couple of you guys aren't going to like it.
Wait, are you putting Man United up?
Hold on. So I got winning the league.
Sorry, guys, the call's getting a little fun.
Yeah. I think City's going to win the league, then Liverpool, then Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man U 6th.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're not happy. They're like...
I'm down for them to mute their mics and be screaming.
I said weeks ago when Man U beat PSG, I think that Man U's going to finish 6th in the league.
You said that after they beat PSG?
Yeah, I said PSG lost to the EPL team that's going to finish 6th in EPL.
You did say.
Guys, you should see their faces right now.
I'm down to be wrong. I love some of the players on Man U. I just love Pogba, really, but
damn, you don't like Luke Shaw? He's chubby.
I like Luke Shaw, actually.
Okay.
I do like Luke Shaw.
I like
he's
Luke Shaw.
a baller.
He's chubby.
He's good, actually. But yeah, that's my.
What about
who do you think? Who's your prediction?
Oh, for EPL, I got Man City winning too, but I have Man U finishing second.
Wait, but who do you Champions League?
In Champions League?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Ajax. I think they're gonna win it, dog. I think they're gonna win it, dude. Like I've had to watch Ajax a little bit too much for my own liking, and they took out my favorite team, and then watching the last series, it was like to see them play the same style across two different teams at a high level is enough to prove to me that they can do this.
Real Madrid is not high level this season.
Oh, relax. Yeah, so I think they're gonna win it. Especially like I was saying that like on the show, like Barcelona should feel really lucky. They should feel really lucky they didn't have to run into Ajax before the final.
Yeah,
because that style right there can definitely give them some problems, like for sure. So I think they're gonna win it all.
All right.
I think it's gonna be them versus Barcelona in the final.
Oh, Barcelona, cool. So you think that they stomped the Scousers? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you guys got?
Go for it. Man, honestly, I had the unfortunate experience of having to see Ajax because, like, again, I'm a Juventus fan.
Yeah.
I was, honestly, I was shocked. Like, I didn't expect them to play that well, and I didn't expect Juve to play that bad, to be honest. I think Juve lost the game. It wasn't Ajax winning it for themselves. But I think it was just impressive to see how Ajax played. They were consistent throughout, and for them to go from beating Ronaldo's former team to beating Ronaldo's current team is just kind of like, it seems like what you guys thought with United and being a team in destiny, but maybe Ajax could pull it off. So I'm going to say Ajax too.
As a Juve fan, I have a question. How wild was it when you saw Dybala come out of nowhere and start the game up there and with the captain's band?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I was like, what's going on today? Did he owe somebody some money? What's going on here?
I think Allegri was just feeling himself that day and wanted to switch things up.
He's being an overthinker.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, I'm interested to see what the situation happens with Dybala this summer because he's personally my favorite player on that team.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's my boy, man. He's my boy. See, I've been riding with him for a while, and he's like the underrated guy, and not underrated necessarily. But he deserves.
I only just agree with underrated because I feel like everybody in the whole planet talks about Dybala all the time. So I was like, oh, underrated. Whoa.
Every time I hear Juventus talk, it's about Ronaldo now.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like,
I couldn't respect him after he cried after he got that red card when he played for Argentina.
It was crazy because that tournament, they're like, oh, Dybala's here.
No, it was in qualifiers.
Oh yeah, well they were like, oh, Dybala's here.
This dude is not crying after he got a red card. Right?
Then he get it again the next time.
I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, he just like shrinks down to no name player when it comes to international play. So like,
and last game.
It's okay. It's okay. Messi does too. So
no, damn. I'm down for all the Argentina bashing right now. I'm with it. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, seriously. That whole country rigged a World Cup.
Let's do it.
What are you talking about? It was like 1978.
Oh, damn! Went back.
The elbow of truth.
He's like when Jimmy Carter was president.
Jimmy Carter.
So who do you guys have winning Champions League?
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I do feel like Liverpool's just such an incredible team that even though Messi is playing ridiculous, I think they might just cut through them like a buzzsaw like they did to City last year.
Yeah. So
I think we're going to see them there again. And it's really hard for me to see them not beating either Tottenham or Ajax.
Yeah.
But I think Ajax I think that the thing is with them is like, they're obviously great players, like they're young players, but they're great. Mm-hmm. And I think with them, it's like they're, there's like no like tape on them almost, right? It's like you can't predict what they're going to do next because they almost don't even know what they're going to try next, right? So they're
that's true.
There's just such a fun team to watch, and I think that they'll still beat Tottenham, and I think that they'll make it to the final. And I can see them beating Liverpool though. I can see it happening because Klopp's teams just tend to choke in Champions League finals. It seems like.
Virgil van Dijk though.
I love Virgil van Dijk.
He's a beast.
He's so ridiculous.
He's ridiculous. It's insane.
You could argue he's the best defender right now. You could probably say even the best player for Liverpool.
He's literally shut down. Like, he shuts it down. You don't even care who the other center back next to him is. It's like, that's all good. Virgil's there.
That's the thing. Like,
put whoever you want there.
Every time. The thing is, it's like it depends. Like it doesn't matter, or Gomez or something like that. It doesn't matter who's in there.
Yeah, or Titi.
What?
Yeah, because PK, PK's garbage. When Titi there, it's all good. PK can be terrible.
Titi hasn't played in so long.
Yeah, but when he's there, it's legit. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
Oh my god. I don't know. I probably want Ajax, but I also wouldn't. I also kind of have a feeling it might be Barcelona.
Winning the final?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Ajax Barcelona in the final. And honestly, for Ajax, they have nothing to lose. Making it this far was an accomplishment in itself. But I don't know. I think it's going to be Barcelona, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll probably be rooting for Ajax the whole time.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing is, it's like I saw somewhere it was the Tottenham Ajax game is like old Ajax versus new Ajax.
Oh, it's true.
There's
That's
so
actually
many,
very true.
Former Ajax players on Tottenham now.
Yeah, Christian Eriksen.
That one will kind of be fun.
Yeah.
That's probably more exciting to me than Barcelona Liverpool, to be honest. But I'll continue the EPL predictions while we're at it.
Let's do it.
Hey.
Okay, well, you guys know because C's replied. I did the math.
The maths.
On the Premier League table and how it could finish, and United can still make the top 4. Okay, it's very, there's very little room for error here, and it's banking on Chelsea and Arsenal to start losing. But realistically, though, I think it's going to be City winning the title.
Yeah.
And I just feel from here on out, I think City are going to be so pissed off they're just going to win every game. Like, I think on this weekend, tomorrow actually, they're going to probably crush Tottenham.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not even going to lie.
Definitely.
And,
They're better.
They're better than Tottenham. They are. I mean,
they are.
Way better, yeah.
They are. And I think Liverpool, they always kind of slip up somewhere, especially against like a lower side. So I think they'll slip up and drop points somewhere.
Everton will beat Man U in Merseyside this weekend.
No, they won't.
Man U is losing that game, yo.
And Bernard's gonna score.
What? No way. No. So it's gonna be City, Liverpool, Tottenham.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I did.
Oh, Chelsea's definitely dropping out.
United, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Oh.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down.
I guess I'll go next. I'll go with I thought this since pretty much the beginning. I thought City was going to do 2 years in a row, so they're definitely going to win it. And they got to keep the Scousers from winning another title for another year or so. So yeah, it's going to be them, then Liverpool. Then I believe Arsenal will finish third.
Ooh.
I think Tottenham will drop out of the top 4. United will finish 4th. And then Chelsea, because Tottenham's going to go all in on the Champions League because it's the only thing they could possibly win.
Yeah, that's true.
So and these teams look pretty good there too. So I can understand why.
But what does that even mean for them though to go all in?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, they mean like bring Lucas Moura in? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
well, I mean, I just mean like I think that all their motivation and all their energy
Their focus
is going to be put into like getting to the Champions League final, and that would be huge for their team.
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously like Pochettino, right? Like you could see how like happy he was after that game. Like that was a crazy game. I just feel like this team's like been told to kind of stay here for a couple more years and do something great, and now they finally have a chance. So I think that's what's going to make them drop out of the top 4.
It will be another trophyless year.
He's
for
like,
Pochettino.
help me get an almost trophy again.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're going to get to the final, but I also think they're going to drop out.
Yeah, until they start giving trophies for what's it called?
Participation. Yeah. He got plenty of those.
I mean, I think I kind of agree with Jeff a little bit here. I think Tottenham might drop off a little bit, and that's just because they're going to focus a lot more on the Champions League. It's going to get a little hectic, and I think I'm not sure if they play either United or City. Do they play both?
They play City this weekend.
They play City this weekend? I think City's going to destroy them, especially what happens to them after, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I think there's so much opportunities for Tottenham to drop off, and that just gives teams like United and Arsenal and Chelsea to kind of slide in there to that top 4 spot. So probably I'd go, I'll probably go the Gunners 3rd, and then United 4th, and then Tottenham and Chelsea.
But,
Chelsea 6th.
But also Arsenal and Chelsea are still playing Europa League, so they're playing on Thursdays.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And Unai Emery's a specialist in that cup, so he'll probably win that.
That'd be dope.
think so?
I feel pretty strong about that. It'll be either. I mean, it's
I got Valencia winning Europa.
What?
Oh,
No, I got
That's a reach.
Frankfurt.
oh, look at Jovic.
Yeah, which is fire.
I got Valencia.
I cheer for Frankfurt. And Prince was still there.
Oh yeah.
He's lived in Frankfurt. What?
I did not know Chris
No.
lives in Frankfurt.
Not Prince, the
Oh.
singer.
No.
Whoa, I'm
No,
down. That'd be dope.
Prince Boateng. Prince Boateng.
Prince Boateng. I'm down for that too. Both of them.
Well, one's dead.
Hey.
Frankfurt. That's pretty funny. But we were kind of already talking about it earlier. But I don't know if you guys saw. As soon as I woke up and like checked social media, I saw a bunch of players, Premier League players more specifically. But then as the more I looked, there were other players that are boycotting social media today for 24 hours. Due to like the racial abuse that they receive, or it wasn't even. It was like people like even Juan Mata was doing this. It was like everybody.
Oh, that's cute.
Kind of like a social awareness type thing.
Yeah, of course. And it was just like a red picture that said like enough, period. And people were posting that all day. So I kind of think that's pretty cool. Obviously. Yeah, what do you guys think about it? Did you guys see it, by the way?
I did see somebody's tweet. I want to say it was Rashford. I don't know. Somebody from Menu, maybe. I can't remember who I saw.
Rashford was good.
Yeah. I don't really follow any players Twitter. So
when I first saw it, I was like, uh-oh, Fire Festival.
What?
I was like, oh no. Then because it's early. Then I was like scrolling. I was like, okay, phew. All right.
I did see that. I read the article too. It's been organized by the Players Union, the PFA. They said that it's the first step in a longer campaign to tackle racism in football. I don't think that's going to do anything, honestly. I think it's kind of a weak effort. You're not going to do it for an athlete, like those fans, like if you're on the opposing team, like it's going to be hard for them to humanize you already. So you're fighting for kind of like your humanity on the pitch. I don't think like a social media ban boycott is going to do anything for that. I do think it's the responsibility of the teams to control what happens in their stadiums, which is why we've said that in our opinion, the only way to really get this out of the sport, out of the stadiums at least, there's nothing you can do on social media, honestly.
Because the culture is trolling and all that, so you're not going to get it out of social media.
We did a message to Karius after the Liverpool Real Madrid final, and he's like responding to the trolls on Instagram or whatever. I'm like, you can't feed the trolls. Like that's you're going to get trolled. It doesn't matter.
They're happy you're acknowledging them.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, and the nature of social media is to troll and say things and whatever.
We were getting destroyed for the Juve thing.
Oh, God, when we boycotted Ronaldo, we got killed.
Oh, my God, my mentions were exploding. It was so bad.
But it's okay, whatever.
Yeah, that was fun, though.
Yeah. I think that, we've said that there needs to be transfer bans. If you put enough pressure on the team
to do something.
Like, if you said there's going to be an actual consequence, those teams will begin to control what happens at the stadiums.
Because in the sense that...
How are you going to control what a fan says in a stadium?
Because I think that the fans don't want their teams to suffer. I think that if you're an actual... Especially like the Ultras, like they don't want their team to suffer. I don't think they want to be responsible for their team actually suffering. And I'll speak for Serie A. I won't speak for EPL. Like in Serie A, like... those teams don't care. Like Lazio and Inter, like they could care less what happens. Like they don't want to actually do anything about these issues.
Because when you just institute like banning people come to the stadium and you say that people go to jail, like let's keep it real, like some of those fans feel like they're like freedom fighters doing that, like oh yeah, I'm getting locked up because I was turning up, oh yeah. But when you know that your actions are directly influencing and affecting negatively your team, being able to acquire players, be able to do any kind of like actual things to improve, get better, you start to change the culture around where everybody turns around and goes, man, shut the hell up. I don't want to, we need to like get this dude this summer or we're gonna need to get somebody this summer. If we keep doing this, we're gonna get stuck with the same 11 garbage players again. You know, like that kind of like you need like having punishments that directly influence the team. That'll make the team bring action and other fans to like bring like I think it'll just inspire people to make a change rather than just being like, oh, I'm getting pushed, carried away in a cop car. Man, look at me, I'm so bad. Like that, it's like that to me. That feeds the trolling. That just feeds the culture that's going on social media already. When you just like putting people or whatever on camera and then putting them, arresting them, like it's just like lame to me at this point.
I don't know. I don't want to like. If you guys think it's cool, I don't want to like.
Nah.
No, I agree. I mean, boycotting social media, I guess that just means none of these players are going on social media for 24 hours.
Oh, man.
No, what are we going to do?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like...
I miss Ashley Young.
Hey, don't make those monkey chants anymore, because they're not going to tweet today. Come on, dude.
Cynical C's over here.
My turn. I'm playing.
No, I mean, I guess it's true. Like, they're gonna go on social media tomorrow, and they're still gonna, mentions are still gonna be blown up, whether it's, actual bad stuff or, the boycotting social media doesn't do anything. I agree with that. The football, like the FA or the teams themselves need to do something. Even, not allowing fans to watch the game, like have a game played in a completely empty stadium.
That'd be wild.
Well, but they do that though.
No,
I think they did that right with.
Bayern's had that before. Teams have had that before. Barcelona had a game like that before.
Well, Barcelona didn't have it for that, but
I'm saying
it happens in Italy like fairly. Not I want to say often, but it happens, more than once a season.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with that, Halls. I think that's a pretty good. I guess I do agree with the transfer ban thing. I think, but the thing is, I think it affects clubs on the top more than the bottom, because to stay at the top, I think you really need to be bringing in good, strong players to compete more, rather like the ones towards the bottom, or like even if we think of even just like the championship in England, right? Like those teams, they definitely want to push for promotion, but like if you're kind of in the middle, those people there are just as racist as any other, and I don't know if the transfers will kill them as much.
Well,
I think a combination of the two would help for sure, though.
I do think the transfer ban hurts any team, because the beautiful thing about football is promotion relegation. Like that's the most beautiful thing, because every team has a fight every season. Like there's something to fight for, and don't let it be like Leeds United or whatever, and they're like, let's say I'm just using them as an example, but like, or Norwich or something like that. Like the fans keep on doing this, they're getting transfer bans, it's hurting their business, and then the owner's like, you know what, I'm through with this. What if the owner's like, whatever, dude, like I'm gonna sell this club, I'm out of here. They can't get any real investment. Or let's say this happened to an Italian team. I was reading an article recently. The president of their FA said something like 30-something teams have gone out of business in the last few years in Italy. So, like, when it gets to the point where, like, and we saw Parma have to go to, like, a Serie D or something like that. Yeah. It means a lot for a team to be able to do business, because there's a lot of people that eat off of football teams on any level. There's a lot of people that eat off that team. I remember Parma, they were saying they didn't have hot water in there. They were saying they weren't paying the grounds people. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on. So I think if you make a situation where it's like, the team is going to suffer if these fans of this team don't get their shit together. The team is going to be like, all right, we got to step up. The other fans that actually care about the team, or, some teams have different ultras or whatever. Like, if these ultras over here are doing like these Anne Frank chants, but these other ultras are saying, hey, stop doing that. Let's see that civil war happen.
Oh,
like, let's see, like, hey, like, instead of it being directed to all this vitriol being directed to the players, let's see, like, hey, like, we're gonna fight to get a positive culture at these clubs.
I feel like as people, and like even like people that are players, and I mean, I'm not saying I was a high level player, but athlete before,
definitely
and everybody. I mean, definitely we can still get 3-point shoot right now. Let's go outside right now.
Okay, relax.
No, but I think it's athletes and people. There's so much pressure on us to to compose ourselves some way, behave some way, follow a strict guideline, and then these athletes that go to the high level have to continue this into their careers. Why is it that we can't have the same kind of pressure put onto these big teams and clubs? Like, why don't they have to adhere to things that they expect out of their players? Like, why can't, like, them have, there's players have repercussions for their actions all the time. But honestly, like, clubs don't really have that. Like, clubs kind of just go move on to next year. I think that they should be held to the same standard that they try to preach onto the players. That's my only argument. Whether a lower team falls because of it, like, I know it sounds like kind of mean, but it's like the same time, like, okay, but like, you're falling apart because you can't control a racist ideology that's spreading throughout your team. Like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, maybe you all need to rebrand and come back with like Red Bull's Torino. I don't know. Like, you got to switch it up a little bit. I don't know.
Anyway, we don't want to.
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
Would you guys be down for a certain player, like any player, to step up and kind of be that Colin Kaepernick for soccer?
Yeah, but it's got to be like I don't want to see Raheem Sterling do it. Like, can we?
I want to be Harry Kane.
Can it get?
No,
Yeah,
it needs to be like it needs to be a major like.
Yeah,
like
can it be Kevin De Bruyne? Can it be him?
Yeah, can it be Harry Kane or Kevin De Bruyne riding for?
Please.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, actually, just before we kind of wrap up the talk about like how we would kind of punish them. What about like dropping points, like getting rid of 3 points every time there's like I mean like.
Ooh, that would hurt. I'm down.
Happen. But like if you wanted to really take full control, like no offense or buts about it, right? Like transfer bans, nothing. Just be like, okay, here's 3 points. You guys are gonna be in like the mid table or eventually down to relegation like that. Like I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but
I'm down.
I actually said that after what was it, England versus Montenegro, when those fans were saying stuff to whoever, Danny Rose, Raheem Sterling. I think they should do that for international tournaments,
cool.
whether it be qualifiers or an international tournament, because you can't obviously there's no transfers. So yeah, if you know those Montenegro fans or whatever, they did all that crazy stuff, Montenegro lose 3 points. They forfeit the next game basically. Yeah. So that other team gets a rest, and they forfeited that game.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm with it.
If it's a competition, for sure.
It's
like,
so it's so difficult to become a professional athlete. Like, it's so difficult. How are you gonna become an elite player? And now you got people calling you a orangutan and a gorilla.
But you said it's all good.
No, I said that they should. I said that they should fight through it personally.
Okay. Rise through adversity, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
but I don't think it should happen.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you calling Diego Costa?
Whoa!
Yeah,
hey,
okay.
So let's do the show now. My grandma was there too, so they can go down if I go down.
Look at this guy.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I go in. They're all going in. Damn it! I'm not taking a shield. I'm not taking a sword for nobody.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you guys are saying them dock 3 points for these teams?
Hey, let's get
automatic relegation thing.
Oh man,
let's do it.
I thought we were extreme.
I think we're feeling the power a little bit too much right now. Let's get it. I'm down.
I thought of that too, and I was like, no, they won't go for that. Okay,
drop immediately and promote the next one up. I'm down. Millwall.
It'll just be the championship in like 2 years.
Oh, I'm down.
Man United will be gone. Chelsea will be gone.
Derby County #1 EPL team, $300 million budget.
That's hilarious.
Stay in the league.
Yeah, there we go.
Who are you guys' favorite players?
Ooh, that's tough.
Of all time or current?
Current. Yeah.
Okay.
Caesar will say Pele if we say.
Okay. No.
Man,
I was gonna say Beckenbauer.
Favorite player right now.
You don't have one yet? I gotta think too. Because there's so many.
I think I'd probably go with Rashy Boy. I gotta go with
Rashford.
I just love him. Everything about him. I'll say this. I'm very big on the personality of a player, which is why I despise Ronaldo. But I just love Marcus Rashford. I just love everything about him.
Except his haircut.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can definitely work on that.
Please.
Okay, Marcus Rashford, I'm down.
Who am I to talk? I'm bald, so.
Now we can talk. Whatever. Let's go.
I guess the player that comes to mind, if I really think about it, is probably Jesse Lingard.
Lingardian.
Really?
Whoa, I didn't see that. I'm down.
Damn, I've talked so much shit about him.
Just for, I don't know, his personality, the way, and when he was like tearing it up, not this season, last season, or even
He's
season.
Yeah,
Definitely not this season.
I know he's
Damn.
kind of been struggling, but I love. I mean, I'm not from there, but like he's from Manchester, born and bred, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I can't really pick one, but if I had to, I'd probably go between Mo Salah and Heung-min Son. And I think the reason for Mo Salah is because I'm a Middle Eastern guy, and just in general for
Where are you from?
Iran.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Persians down here.
I forgot you guys are Southern California. You guys probably have a lot of Persians.
Heavy duty.
Grew up with many Persians. I got some words in there, but I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
Whoa.
No, give it a try. Well, wait. There's like a bunch of Guido Persians out there.
I'll say this: one of my favorite
Guido Persians.
one of my favorite dishes in the world is ashanar.
Ooh.
Yeah, he knows I'm official now. He knows I'm official.
Yeah. You got the pass from me, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta say Mo Salah because he does a lot for like just Asian and Middle Eastern footballers that are trying to come up. I saw this thing that Copa 90 was doing about, I think it was you that sent it to me, about how there's not a lot of like
the British Asian.
Yeah, British Asian and like British Middle Eastern players that get scouted, but again, 70% of footballers in England who play are Middle Eastern or Asian.
Yeah, because there's a huge
Wow.
population.
It's
didn't
a
know
huge
that.
population, but
That's a
none
cool
of them get
statistic.
scouted. And I think maybe he's doing something to kind of change that and change that narrative, right?
That'd be dope.
And Heung-min Son, just because he's awesome, man. Like every
Baller.
time,
Super
every
baller.
time I watch him, he's just like this guy's
Sonaldo.
I like that. Yeah.
We've been riding for him for a minute,
That's
honestly.
my dog right there.
Yeah.
I just hate that he's on Tottenham.
Yeah, it sucks having to see like that
A great
caliber
player.
Yeah.
on a losing team forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's playing for a fake big club. It's just like,
A
yeah.
dusty trophy case club.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
You go first.
Well, this is very easy for me. My favorite player in the world is the best number 9 in the world,
my God.
Edison Cavani, the humanitarian, the Uruguayan hero, superhero.
Jesus Christ, man! It's not that much. Chill
You
out.
know, he's just like, I mean, come on. What else? What can you say about this guy? He's an amazing athlete. I've never seen somebody work so hard. I've never seen somebody just give it all and sacrifice so much for the team and get no credit.
I hate it, man.
Yeah.
It's actually stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like ever since, like, oh my God, the whole thing with Neymar, even in Ibrahimovic, it's
He's
just,
always been overshadowed.
just like makes my blood boil, man.
And so humble about it. It blows my mind. I'm just like, and I remember his aunt.
Countryman.
I remember his aunt saying something like, "Oh, he would rather just be like camping in a tent somewhere than being in these nice hotels and stuff like that." I mean, what a great guy. I've always kind of had a thing for Uruguay also, but yeah, Edison Cavani's my guy. That is my guy. Caesar?
Yeah, he's decent. No. I guess I would have to just say Ronaldo.
Ooh.
It's crazy because like I actually majority of
Bro,
my
I'm
life.
a Juventus fan, and I don't like Ronaldo.
Well, damn.
Caesar also boycotted Ronaldo too.
I did. It was like turning against my. It hurt. It hurt to do that, but I had to do it. He knew. No, it's crazy because when I used to watch Ronaldo on Man U, and I was like, I can't handle this dude. It's ridiculous. Like, why? I hate him, especially like when I was younger and like. I don't know, like I just wasn't a fan of him. Like I was a big Adriano fan and Ronaldo and Brazil team, so I hated Cristiano Ronaldo. And then I think when watching like a transition, him coming to Real Madrid, yeah, it's easy to say, oh, someone comes to your boy, like your favorite club, you automatically like him. But like you said, he's at your team and you don't even like him. Like I didn't even like that he went to Real. I was like, it's whatever to me. But it was just cool, like watching someone like actually getting to like see him on the regular too. Like I started getting like a respect for his game because like a lot of it is like it seemed like it was based upon like whatever, like his arrogance or whatever, but all that arrogance and everything reminded me so much, as we talked about in the show, of just like a real like American like baller player. Like every single like when you watch NBA, people Duncan or Russell Westbrook or these dudes, like you watch them play and you're just like, wow. Like when I see Ronaldo, I kind of like see an American guy out there. He's way more athletic than anybody. He has like the speed, he's the longevity in the game, and like just seeing someone that is at that level, to me, I'm like, you obviously put in the work for it, so like I respect you even more. And you know, when and watching him live in Brazil for the World Cup and seeing just, I don't know, it's my favorite guy. He's a baller. Even though he kind of made me mad this year.
Like Westbrook, he doesn't have a lot of success when it comes to to getting his team to work around him. And
I would disagree with that.
Well, I mean, like, look.
No, I'm just talking trash because I don't like him, but like, yeah,
Okay.
I'm insulting like a hater right now. But yeah,
Because he's got many assists.
I mean, you kind of got your team to work around you, and you kind of won 3 in a row. You know, it's like, I guess we're all kind of working again, aren't we? Here, we kind of did something right. You know, very Kobe-esque.
I guess lastly before we go, are you guys watching the NBA finals right now?
I haven't.
Playoffs, not the finals.
Yeah,
No.
I haven't watched a game yet. But usually I don't. I used to be into basketball big time.
Same, heavy.
I've definitely fallen off a lot. But I'll probably start watching after this first round. I can't really get into the first round.
First round's always kind of rough.
Ever since they
so
made
long.
Ever since they made it 7 games, I'm like, you guys are
You
doing
gotta
too
play
much.
7 games against the 8th seed. Like
Yeah,
only
no.
like 3 times have ever been upset. What's the point?
Yeah, I'll start watching next round probably.
Last night I watched 20 minutes of Clippers versus Warriors.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely rough. It was definitely a big rough. Watching Patrick Beverly guard Durant was hurting my brain. I'm like, why are we doing this to ourselves? But yeah, so
Are you guys watching?
Oh yeah, because the Raptors playing the
Hey.
Magic. But I don't know. I've caught a couple minutes here and there from each game. But S is actually.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I pretty much watch every game.
Okay.
Hey.
But wait a minute. You guys don't watching the hockey playoffs?
Oh,
Man, stop this.
we are.
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm stereotyping, but come on now.
I literally hate that sport. I hate that sport with a burning passion.
Really?
You talking to the wrong Canadians?
Yeah.
No.
You know, it's funny. I actually like hockey, but we talked about this before. Like, I would love to watch hockey, and I've been to some hockey games, but you can't see the puck on TV. That's why I can't like get enjoy.
I want to see the puck, man.
Yeah.
And also the fights are kind of lame.
Much better than on TV though.
Yeah, I heard live it's fun.
Yo, I've been to a couple live hockey games. Never a real professional game, but it's a lot of fun.
A fun fact about the Raptors: my old club teammate was DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, back he played at Compton High School. I mean, I'm not saying I was any close to him. He was miles and miles better than the rest of us. He was incredible. Like, I thought he was the biggest, strongest, most athletic guy in the whole world. I remember watching him, and it's going like, man, he looks just kind of regular sized out there. It's disturbing about the NBA. But yeah, he's from this area, so we played in the same club for a little bit.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So wait, I listen to a lot of hip hop, by the way.
Wait, I'm sorry, you cut out. Oh, cut out a little bit. It's cutting out.
Go. Oh shit, still cutting out. No.
Okay, no, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
I was just gonna say, speaking of DeMar and just Compton in general, you guys follow the Nipsey situation? Nipsey also.
Yeah. We went to the memorial. I want to say it was 2 days after he was 2 or 3 days.
It was like
after.
a Wednesday.
Yeah, so he was killed
Was
on.
that the one where the gunshots were at though?
No, okay, so he was killed on Sunday, and then the next day there was a shooting. The next day after that there was a stabbing, and we went the next day.
Yeah, we waited till all the dust settled.
Yeah, we went the next day. Neither of us were like the hugest Nipsey fan, but like it was kind of crazy when it happened. Like, it affected both of us a lot.
Yeah, more than I ever expected in my life. If you were to tell me like a year ago would it affect you, I'd be like, I don't know. I mean, I feel bad, but but it definitely hit me harder than I ever could have imagined.
Yeah, I watched his the funeral service. I was crying like a baby.
Me too. Oh God, the brother one. Oh.
Yeah, jeez. But yeah, no, we went to the memorial. It was a kind of a crazy experience. I'd never seen so many cops in my life. But yeah, no, it was. We definitely followed the situation and kind of like growing up in Southern California, you kind of like know what it is out here as far as different situations. But
never was into like the LA scene of hip hop necessarily. Like maybe like a couple guys I ever kind of liked, but definitely always had a respect and admiration for someone who like making that music in this area and not being like the quote unquote like industry guy, you know, like not going to like, oh, here I am in Japan, like he still stayed rooted to his community and was giving back to his community, and that's a beautiful thing to see because that's kind of like lacking in today, like for sure, when people get big time.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just cool to kind of ask the perspective of guys who are actually out there, right? Because even here, everywhere I went, it was kind of like what the topic of the day for people, right? So
yeah. No, yeah. LA is huge. Like where he's from. Like I'd never been there. Like that area. Like I'd never been there before. I've been to Compton. We've been like all around LA. I didn't grow up in LA. I grew up in San Diego. Caesar grew up in Long Beach. But LA is just so big. Like I'd never been to that area right there before.
It's literally like it's like literally the same county, but like we're in the same county, and like that's still like a 30-minute drive. That's how far
with no traffic. That's
how big the city is. It's insane.
Yeah, it's huge. But no, it's crazy. And him having the funeral in the Staples, the memorial in the Staples Center was like. Blew my mind.
It was at the Staples Center.
Yeah,
right?
It's insane. And it was packed. It
blew my mind. People were arguing about it. There was people angry here, like upset that they couldn't get in. That's what's insane. Did you see the drive there?
The procession, yeah.
The procession, the drive there was like packed the streets. That was insane.
Yeah, there was a shooting that time too.
Oh, hey, dog, come on, man.
It's turned up. Shit.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's really dope.
Yeah, but Socrates though.
Quoted Toronto rappers, that's funny.
I just think it's cool he's being talked about in Toronto. Like, how awesome is that? Like, those guys from like this area.
Oh, that seemed like stuff in like South Africa for Nipsey Hussle. It was crazy, yeah. And he's like more underground than he was like mainstream for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if you guys ever come out here, we'll take you to the memorial.
Yeah, we'll all go.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah, right on Crenshaw and Slauson. We'll leave you out there for a little bit.
Yeah. Get your feet wet. Get your feet wet a little bit.
That's about it.
No, don't take Uber.
Don't take Uber. It's okay, I got you. Just give $5 for gas and we're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, shoot, it's great. It's dope. I hope it worked on our side.
I'm down for this whole thing, not even to record.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was fun. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Did we even press, guys?
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Are we all gonna watch UFC this weekend too, or what? No, I'm playing.
Is there UFC this week?
Yeah, man. St. Petersburg.
Terrence Crawford.
Jeff, you're into MMA, right?
Yeah.
Caesar's favorite sport is MMA.
Stop saying that, man.
Literally, his favorite sport is MMA.
That's sick. Yeah, no, it's getting bigger and bigger, man. Like, and I don't know about you, Caesar, but I've been following it basically since I was like 12, and I'm 25 now. So.
Wow, I haven't always been a big fan or watching it, but I just like when I was out in school, I was like when I went to school, I like pretty much didn't really know anybody out there, so I just kind of went and like had to find like other hobbies and stuff to watch, and you know I just kind of fell into it, and about probably 4 years ago, and it's kind of been it's been my third favorite sport ever since.
No, he's obsessed. He's MMA to the core. Obsessed. He literally just like knows everything, and I'm just like, dog.
You're just mad I know some things.
All right.
It's a pretty interesting sport because like even to what you probably know now, Caesar. Look, the athletes are just they can be very open, and I find that they're very very different to so many other athletes in sports and everything. And it's just like if you saw like the Max Holloway partner in those last two fights is just like the amount of heart and determination that those four guys had was just like.
It's incredible.
It's insane.
I think like I never got into the sport due to like the blood and guts of it. That's not ever really been my thing. Like martial arts is kind of been like relatively in my family a little bit. Because my mom used to do capoeira in Brazil, which is like Brazilian martial arts, And but the thing is, when I watched it, I just thought it was always cool that it was super international. It wasn't like, oh, this guy from Oklahoma is gonna go beat up this guy from Maine, and it's like, let's watch this. It was like, oh, here's this guy from a place I never heard of in my life. Let me go get my Wikipedia on and look up everything I know about Dagestan. He's gonna fight a guy from Ireland, and they're gonna do it in America. Like, that's cool to me because it felt really worldly, and it was cool to see like a clash of different like skills. That's what's fun. But then when it gets blood and guts, I'm like, oh god, oh okay.
No, he loves it.
No, I don't love it. I don't scream and rub paint on my face. Who told you that? I don't get my Braveheart on.
That's awesome. That's good to hear that there's more MMA fans coming out. Though.
Definitely.
Yeah, you guys should do this for the MMA podcast.
Let's do it. I'm gonna drop this show. You drop that show. Let's go, man. Let's just do it.
Man, I'm down.
Let's
down.
ditch them.
Yeah.
Caesar would love to drop We Made a Podcast.
I've
MMA
never done
podcast.
an episode talking about MMA. That'd be actually really fun. No lie.
Yeah, you guys should do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll link up.
Okay, well, my battery's gonna die on my computer, so
literally, he has the little Earth symbol in the corner.
But yeah, man, this was great. We should definitely do it again at some point for sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, appreciate it.
By the way, guys, don't forget, check us out on Instagram. We post a lot on there.
Yeah, we follow you guys. Come on now.
Oh, I know. Just plugging away.
Okay, yeah.
Not mad at it.
Don't follow us on Instagram. It's
don't
boring.
follow us on
we're
Instagram or
boring.
anything. Like, for sure, not today. We're doing a red thing. We're
boycotting today.
We're boycotting today.
That's true.
That's racist, Caesar, actually. But yeah, well, yeah, I guess we'll be talking
Been
soon.
real.
Yeah, we'll see. And I guess we're probably gonna post this. You want to post it tomorrow or today or tomorrow morning?
Whatever works.
Yeah, we're gonna post it tomorrow
Easter
morning,
Sunday.
probably.
Yeah, I guess
I
tomorrow morning.
guess too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Nice talking to you guys.
You too, man.
Yeah.
All right. It's
See
been
ya.
great. All right.
See.
Okay, you too.
Thanks. See ya.
All right. Bye. Bang.